Hey, how you doing? This is Tony the 6-String Corner, and in this guitar lesson, I'm going to show you part 1 of La Villa Strangiato by Rush. Oh my gosh, this is an epic, and there's a lot here, so I have to split this up. So what we're going to do in this lesson here, I'm going to show you all the guitar parts, except for the solos, because the solos are a video unto their own. Look for part 2. Part 2 will have just the guitar solos. So, enough of my talking, let's get on with the lesson. So in this video, I'm going to start at the second part, which is to sleep, perchance, to dream. And on guitar, there's not much to do other than the same thing over and over. I want to say it's 52 times or something crazy like that. So it's this chord right here that you're going to play. What this is actually a G chord shape. So if you go back here, it's the G chord shape that's got these two fingers here. So if you've played this G chord, I'm assuming most of you have if you're trying to learn this song, we're going to take this shape where the pointer finger now goes in the 3rd fret up to the 8th fret. Alright, and we're going to keep the middle strings open. And here's how it goes. So what you're doing there is you're going to, and I'll just give you the string numbers in the order that pattern goes, and it's just repetitive. Like I say, it's 50-something times that you do it. So it's going to be 6, and then it's going to be 4, 3, and then 1, 2. And make sure when you do that, that one kind of a little bit longer. You want to let that, and then you close off with a 3, 4. 6, 4, 3. 1, 2, 4, 3. And that just goes. So there's all kinds of other things happening, some synth parts, bass, drums come in. They do their thing at a specified time or unspecified, depending on how you want to look at it. When I play this with my band, we kind of just got to look at each other, and it's going to be right here. You're going to come out of that with a C power chord. 4 times, and then we're going to go to A. Okay, what's that? So it's 2 times on the A power chord, and then we're going to do a series of pull-offs to the open strings. On the 2nd string, 2, 0. 3rd string, 2, 0. And 4th string, 2, 0, and then back to A. Sometimes you do it 2 times, sometimes you do it 4 times, but what ends up happening is you're going to go, you finish it with an A power chord, then to a D to an E. Back to D, and then repeat. Alright, and you play that sequence again one more time, and then you're going to switch to the next part, which is here. Here's the scale that you're going to play. It's going to be 8, 10 on the A string, 7, 9, 10 on the D string. So, and then you're going to add this D note here, which is the 7 on the G string. So, and we're just going to descend back down. We're going to end up on the A here, on the D string, and then we're going to change it just a little bit and go to this F sharp. This next part is really just the F sharp power chord. So, boom. It's this power chord right here. Boom, bum. And then you're going to add that C sharp in there. Do that riff again, 2nd time. And this time we're going to go to that F sharp, C sharp, slide down to the low F sharp on the 2nd fret, back to the C sharp, and back to the F sharp. That whole thing is going to go a couple times. After that, you go back to this part again. And then we go into what we call Lerxst in Wonderland. It's just, everything just sort of slows down. All right, and what you're going to do here is just do an F major chord, bar chord, and then an A major bar chord. Now live, it's mostly just power chord. I don't really, I mean, there might be versions of that where he's done the whole thing, but he's done just the power chords. And either way, you're going to go from F to A, F to A. And when you get to the second A, I actually go with my volume pedal, and then I just roll back, because what we're coming into now is the beginning of what I would refer to as the first solo. All right, now, next section. All right, this is kind of a 7/8. Everything kind of slows down a little bit now. You're kind of taking a breath. Here's how it goes. It's 7 beats per measure. This is based right off of that C major chord, right? So it's really just playing these first 3 notes of the C chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you're going to go to an A. All right, so they're playing an A minor in here, chord-wise, although you're not playing it. Then you change it, same rhythm, but what I'm playing there is an open A to the C here, and I'm using the E here on the D string, and I'm also using the open D. And you're going to go back and forth. So it'll go from C, again, and then to the A. All right, and you're going to go back and forth. This is all muted, right? You're muting your strings. So make sure you got that muting here. But then when you get to the last A, you're going to open it up. After that, here's the next section. I like using the A here. You could go with A here, open it. But I like playing it here. I don't know, it just feels better to me when I do this. But potato, potato. Just play the A. So the notes we're using is an A, and then we go chromatically. You got E, E flat, and D. Pull off here from the D to the C, and then we end up here on the B. Right? So you repeat that, right? And then you're going to play. Now here I am going to use the open A. It's just a little chromatic hammer around pull off. And then pull off from that D note here to the open A. C. You can go to open A. I use the A here. I don't know why I do that, but as long as you're going to hit the A note. So again, I'll take the slow. Then you're going to repeat that an octave up. All right, so now we're playing the same exact notes, just an octave up. So here we're back to the A, E, E flat, D, C, B on the G string. So I'm playing like an open G here, but I'm ending on the A here, okay? And then again we go to the C, and we close it out with the A note there. All right, so let me show that real quick. Okay, now after that section, there's a little bit of a, Getty does a little thing, and then you're going to go down chromatically down the neck with power chords, starting up here on the A, right, 12, 14. on the A, D string, and you're just going to go all the way down. All the way to the A power chord. So, all right, and then a G chord, G power chord. Then you go to the C power chord, like that, pause in the middle, back to a chromatic, but you're not going to go all the way down. All right, you're going to end, you start on that high A and then on an E flat. That E flat is right here. This is 6 and 8, A and D string. Then power chord, you're gonna go from G to A, slide from G up to A, back down to G, stop. Then you're gonna go up. It's just gonna be basically the pentatonic scale in A minor, but you're gonna start on G though. I'll just call it out here. So G, A on the E string, C, D on the A string, E on the A string, G, A on the D string, and then you're going to play the C note here on the G, a little bit of a pull, tiny pull, and you're going to end on the A note on the D string. Let me put that together. I'll start with the chromatic, the second chromatic run. And then we're going to go to C, back to the A. Then we go to the G. You're going to play this little different rhythm on the G power chord, and then go up to the C. 1, 2, 3 on the C, up to 1, 2, 3 on the E, and down to the A. And then we're off into the second guitar solo, which is the weird one. All right, following that, you're going to go from the A to a G, and you come back to an A again. All right? I think they're based off the major chord. And what you're going to do is play, just like you're playing an A major chord, it's these, the high, middle, low note on the A power chord. And there's your G chord. Then you're going to go back to the A, but you're not going to play the lower note. You're going to play here. So here's that A major chord. That note is where you start. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, D, E, B, repeat. D, E, G, back, repeat. One more time on the G. And now you're going to go to the G and you're going to go. You're on the downbeat. Other parts of the band are playing an upbeat. So you have to consciously, because I don't think anybody's joining you here, you're holding the down on that G power chord, and then you go to the A. So bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. But now we're in the next section, and here's how that goes. It's an A power chord, and it go. So A, E, E flat, open A. Then you're on the D, back to the C on the A string. So, and then there's your B. And you're going to end it like you did early on. And then, now what's happening here is we're coming back to where we were before. You're going to play this part again. That whole thing you're going to play again, just kind of repeat it. Live, they kind of break it down, and sometimes they go into a jazzy section and got a weird live. But in the studio, you're just back. You're playing that whole thing. Getting out of it, you're going to go to the C power chord. And then, so you're just doing some pull off. Right here on the B string. This is all between 5 and 3. C. And then go to A and we're back to the Strangiato theme. You're going to play that twice. To get out of it then, right there at the very end, you're not going to play that note. That's an F sharp. You're going to play the F sharp chord. So it's kind of part of that Strangiato theme, except we're on F sharp, and then same da 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 da. So here we're between 2 and 4 and 2 on the G, the D, and the A. So bam bam. Back to a little quick to that monster theme. The only difference here on the monster theme is we're not going to put that B in there. 4 times, and here's how we close. Chromatic again, all the way down from starting way up here on the A and the 12. And then a little bass, and then you're going to close on the C power chord. Hey, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you got a lot out of this. You may have to go back quite a bit. You got any questions, comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Please like the video. Subscribe to the channel. I always have Rush stuff, but I always have quite a bit of other things as well. All right? So thanks a lot for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. So rock on.